Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. I am under the weather. Please forgive this little voice, but I'm so excited to do this book review. This book was everything to me. I loved this book. The way the author can write, like, oh my gosh. This book is Of and the Water Spirits. What? Of Water and the Spirits. I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm reading. I swear, like, I'm sick and my brain is not working. So it's Of Water and the Spirit, Ritual, Magic, and Initiation in the Life of an African Shaman. And it's by Malidoma, Patrice Somè, I want to say. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. But I loved it. So this book is the story of his life and how he came to be the person that he is and why, like, I don't want to say why he's writing the book, but obviously why he's writing the book. But the way he wrote it, I was there. I was in the book. Not only was I in the book, I was him. I was him in the book and going through these things, and I wouldn't have made it, but he did. Spoiler alert, obviously he made it. He made it. I wouldn't have made it. I don't know how he made it. I don't know how he went through these things and he like freaking made it through. But I was in this book. I was him. I was visualizing everything. I could see everything that he's describing. I didn't take myself as much as like going through the motions of the things that he's going through, if you get me. Like I was just there. I wasn't like feeling it or whatnot, because they had to go through some things. I don't want to feel those things. But so this, I don't even know, like I don't even have the words for it. I know he has another book and I'm definitely ordering it. I hope it is as good as this one. But it was just like the description in there, and like I said, like I just felt like I was in the book, and I cannot express that enough. It was such a beautiful book. I did read some reviews and people were like leery about what he wrote, and so I can see that like being a turn off, because some of this stuff was like, oh my gosh, this really happened. Like, but I'm a believer. I am a person in the craft. I am trying to practice my ancestral magic, my ancestral spiritual practices and things like that. So I'm there with him and I'm just like, heck yeah, like yes, yes, yes. This is what I need. This is what I'm talking about. And it is just so beautiful. Like being a Black person in America, like of course, I'm not going to have these experiences and stuff like that. I mean, I guess if I really, like, really wanted to, I could try to, with this beautiful age of internet, try to connect with somebody to do this. But like I said, I don't think I'd be able to make it. I don't think I'd be able to do it. But it is just a beautiful knowing the things and why, and like, it's so beautiful. So he talks about, like, in his village where he grows up, that you spend a lot of time with your grandparent instead of your parent, like from a young age until you start to transition into like adulthood, which adulthood for them is like younger than what we think of here in America. But you spend a lot of time with your elders because they're closer to, you know, the gods, our God, however you want to put it. They're closer to them because they've just came from that plane and the elders are on their way there. And I think that is such a beautiful concept, because even without thinking of like they're closer to that realm, like elders have so much wisdom. And if they gave that wisdom to children, like how much better would this world be? Like like by the time you're, you know, a grandparent, you should have went through some things. You should know some good, some bad, some ugly, and you should be able to push that to your children. And I know being a mom, like of course when you're a teenager and stuff, you're like trying to find yourself and, you know, all that stuff through childhood. Like you go through this fun childhood and then you're like a teenager and you're trying to find yourself and a young adult, and like every so many years, like you're evolving and stuff like that. And then as a parent as well, I think that when you really dedicate yourself to your kids, not like that, but you know what I mean, like when you're like really involved with your kids, because let's face it, there's some parents out there who could give two about their kids, you know what I mean? But when you're like active in your kids' life and you know, you want them, you're raising them and not just letting them raise themselves or grow. You're like actually raising your kids. Like you look at life differently. I feel like I went through such a transition having my 2 girls, especially my first. I feel like I went through a transition and then I'm still transforming because I am trying to be such a better person for them. So anyhow, like when you're the parent, you're still trying to like figure it out. And you're probably still trying to figure it out when you're the grandparent as well. But I just feel like that matches so much better because you have a lot that you've learned and you have so much wisdom that you can pass down to the kids. And sometimes they don't get it in those exact moments, which is what he was saying, like in the thing, like, in this book, like his grandfather would tell him stuff and like he didn't really get it, but then he has his like aha moments where it's like, oh, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. And I just thought that was so, so beautiful. And even just like the culture is so much different. Like, I don't know, like it's kind of weird. Like they're just so like forward in this book and like it is what it is and here's the man and here's the woman and this is how we function as a society, where here in America it's just like kind of like all blended or whatever. And then like especially with how I'm doing my household is like we talk about feelings and things like that, and for them it's like kind of held back. Like you don't really express feelings unless there's like a you know, something really really oh my gosh, like tragic one, like a death or you know, something like that, then you like express your feelings. And there's even like ways that they go about it. And I don't know, it's just such a beautiful story. I would like flip and recommend this to everyone. Like as I'm reading this story, like I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, it's so great. I'm telling my dad, it's so great. I'm like, it's such a beautiful story. I'm having such a good time. And like I was literally like flipping the pages and like I set myself up to read a book no matter, well, not no matter how big it is. When they're really big, I give myself more time. But typically I try to just get through a book in a week. And this one was like not even like getting through it. It was just like, girl, like I'm like, I can't wait to read. I can't wait to read. And I was so excited. And I just thought it was such a beautiful book. If you've read this book, please put in the comments whether or not you felt the same way that I did. Because I don't know if it's just me or what, but I truly, truly, truly love this book. I would put it in like my top 5 books that I have read over the last couple of years about spirituality. I would put this in my top 5, probably even my top 4. I know I had like, or maybe even my top 3, I don't know. But I have a couple, I know I had like at least 2 more books that I was so in love with. And then of course, Mojo Workin' is like a beautiful book too. That's like in my top 5 as well. So, yeah, highly recommended it. And I just stumbled upon this on, I got this book from bookoutlet.com, which I don't know, since then I've heard some shiesty stuff about that company, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I got it on there because I was just like looking for books and I wanted to like, I was ordering my daughter books and I wanted to order, I was just like, I'm going to order X amount of dollars. And I just added this to like push it up to that. And, yeah, so highly recommend. Into the next one. Bye.